There are many different shapes and sizes of name badges. These promotional products let people know who you are and who you work for. Normally we see these on customer service and sales staff. Today we are going to focus on a framed badge with an epoxy dome. Welcome to how promo is made. The process starts by selecting the correct artwork and layout. Then the correct color of paper is selected for the badge. The laser printers have the capability of printing solid color without showing printing lines. Because of this, they run slower than the standard office printer, and sheets must be loaded into the tray by an employee by hand, one at a time. After checking the quality of the print, the sheets are ready to be laminated. This laminating machine will reach temperatures around 270 degrees. The printed sheets are slowly fed through the laminator, ensuring an even laminate. Any air bubbles or imperfections, and the sheets will be thrown away. Once the sheets reach the back of the machine, the employee must cut the sheets apart. Now the laminated sheet has a double-sided adhesive attached to the back. The worker now presses a plastic board to the back of the laminated sheet. Any excess plastic or laminate must be removed with a cutting board. He must make sure he cuts it to the right size for the shape of the badge ordered. Quality control checks of the imprint and names are also done at this step. Once cut to the right size, the badges are ready for the laser cutter. The operator places the sheet inside of the laser bay, closes the safety cover, and the cutting process begins. After the laser is done cutting out the shapes, the worker opens the safety cover, pokes out the shapes, and removes any waste. The laser cut shapes now have to be cleaned to remove any residue from the cutting process. More quality control checks are completed before the epoxy dome is added. Each badge is laid out on a sticky board so they don't move during this process. The worker then uses a sticky roller to remove any dust and dirt particles. The epoxy is carefully applied to each badge by hand. Using an electronic pump, he is able to control the amount of epoxy. He makes sure to spread it around the whole badge for an even dome. The worker must spread the epoxy by hand to make sure it reaches the edges. During this process, the pump will sometimes create small bubbles. To remove these bubbles, the employee will use a torch. Slowly passing the torch over the top of the epoxy will pop the bubbles, leaving behind a clear dome with no imperfections. Now the badges must sit in a dust-free box for at least 24 hours for the epoxy to cure. Once the epoxy dome has set, it's time to add the frame. The worker removes the safety layer on the double-sided tape and places the badge inside. Next, he is going to adhere the magnetic backing. The badges are now ready to be shipped. Each badge is individually polybagged for protection during shipping. The employee will heat seal each bag by hand. And that's how promo is made.